is all the above, best believe we do it better. I want the fame, the fortune, all the above. I want the checks, the moolah, all the above. From Philadelphia to New York, all the above. Man, tell them other stations they don't do it like us. I want the fame, the fortune, all the above. I want the checks, the moolah, all the above. From Philadelphia to New York, all the above. Man, tell them other stations they don't do it like us. What up?
What's up, guys? It's your girl Angel Marie, and I'm sitting here with my co-host Kevin. And this week we are bringing back This or That, but this time another special segment where we are giving you the Black Film Edition. So first up we have Soul Food or Waiting to Exhale.
It's a tough one. It's really close, but I gotta go with Soul Food. I think Waiting to Exhale is a universally appealing movie for women, but Soul Food is, about family and everything that goes along with families. A lot of black families, come together around, grandma's house or whatever. The movie was Big Mama, and not only did they show the good side of the family, the love and the support, but they showed some of the dysfunction and all that. So it was just an all-around sort of universal, relatable movie. And ultimately it was about the family staying strong and coming together, because that's one thing I think black families do. We might have some dysfunction, but we always come back together. So yeah, I think I lean a little bit more to Soul Food. But Waiting to Exhale is a good movie too, even though it made men look very bad.
I have to agree. I choose Soul Food. But ironically enough, I've actually never seen Waiting to Exhale like full through. I always seen bits and pieces of it. So I know like a good portion of things that happen within the movie, and then like prominent moments where people are showing like Angela Bassett about to burn the car, when she burned the car.
Oh, that's one of the most iconic scenes in all of cinematic history. Exactly. Is her walking in that car on fire.
So it's like little things like that, and obviously Whitney Houston doing most of the soundtrack and her iconic song, Shoot. It's just like little things like that makes me love Waiting to Exhale, but I have to choose Soul Food as well, just because I feel like it's such, well, they're both classics, but it's a whole lot more that's involved with Soul Food, where it gives the dynamic of multiple black families all in one.
Right.
So yeah. So number 2, we have You Got Served or Stomp the Yard. I'm curious to know what your answer is going to be.
I'm going You Got Served. Stomp the Yard was good, and it showed a little different experience. It was more the college experience, which I think I relate to that a little bit more, the college experience, than I do to You Got Served. But You Got Served, I think the dancing was actually better.
Oh, of course.
And because Stomp the Yard had actors. Well, they had dancers, but Columbus Short, you had an actor who was obviously taught to dance or maybe could dance, but You Got Served, you had people who this is what they do. Exactly. Like, Marion and Marquez Houston, he was in it too, right?
Yeah, he was the main character.
Well, I thought Marion was the main character.
They both were the main characters.
Well, you know what I mean.
David and Elgin.
But anyway, so I think I liked that story a little bit better, and it was like just better choreography, dancing, and all that stuff. Stomp the Yard had some parts that were a little slow, and I was like, all right. So I gotta go with You Got Served.
I think we all know my answer is You Got Served. I love me some B2K, Omarion and J Boog. I will be forever fans. With Stomp the Yard, that was interesting because for both of those movies when they came out, I remember I got to the movie theater so late, so me and my friends had to be in the very front row of the movie theater, almost breaking our necks to see it when we were like 6th grade or something. But for Stomp the Yard, they think they slick, because in the trailer, that's when Chris Brown was like starting to be in his prime, where he was becoming that fresh new artist on the scene, and they had him all up and down all of the trailers for the movie as if he was in the whole thing. And then we all get to the movies, and he is literally killed out of the movie after the first 10 minutes. That was good marketing, so I ain't even mad at you, but that was cruel. And
it seemed like he was in it for the whole thing, right?
Yeah, but You Got Served, I don't think no one can touch that. I could watch You Got Served literally all day, every day, and not get bored.
Yeah, no, that's not even, I'm not huge into the dancing type movies or whatever, but I really did like You Got Served. That's, I think, appeals to more of a wider audience as well. So we agree on 2 for 2.
Exactly. Especially they have the iconic moment where it's Do It for Lil Saint. And I don't think they knew at the moment how big that would get, but whenever people are dancing, like, yeah, we gotta do it for Lil Saint. So
yeah, that last scene, the last sequence was kind of hype.
Exactly. Number 3, we have ATL or Roll Bounce.
Oh, this is easy for me, Roll Bounce. I think that is one of the most underrated movies in a long time. It's just a good story, and it's different from a lot of the other movies. You know, obviously it was set back in the mid 70s or late 70s when going to the roller skating rink was a huge deal. I mean, there's been points where, you know, people still skate to this day, but it was a big thing back then to be able to be a really good roller skater. And it's just a good story about, you know, a young man and his friends and his family. He lost his mother, and about them going to this roller skating rink and trying to, you know, be the top dogs at the roller skating rink there. So I really like that movie. ATL is a, you know, decent movie, but I put Roll Bounce way ahead of ATL in terms of which one I like better.
See, for me, I was a little bit on the fence for this one because I love them both equally, I feel like, but if I had to choose, I would also go with Roll Bounce.
Oh.
Nothing against ATL. I actually love that movie as well. I feel like it's a classic, but I feel like the acting on ATL is a little bit subpar compared to Roll Bounce.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel
Yeah.
like I would choose Roll Bounce.
Yeah, I agree.
I love them both though. Number 4, we have Bad Boys 1, 2, and 3, or Friday, Next Friday, and Friday After Next. So pretty much those clusters.
All right. No, I like that because this is the first time you've given it. Well, it's a trilogy that we're comparing, so it's not which single movie was better, but which trilogy was better. So in that case, I have to go the Bad Boys trilogy over the Fridays trilogy. I'd say the original Friday is probably maybe the second or third funniest movie I remember in my lifetime. I put Coming to America as probably the funniest movie that I remember coming up. I laugh the same way every time, even though I know what's coming up. So I put Friday there, but there was a big drop off in, you know, Next Friday, and even Friday After Next, it was a little better. You feel like it's because they lost Chris Tucker? Yeah, losing Chris Tucker was a huge part of that, which really dropped off the overall feel of the movie. Mike Epps did a good job stepping in, but Next Friday really fell off, I think, and then Friday After Next was all right, with Cat Williams and all that. But Bad Boys 1, 2, and 3, I think all three of those were very solid, very consistent. So as a trilogy, definitely gotta go Bad Boys.
Well, I'm actually going to disagree with you for once. I am going to go with the Friday trilogies that's going on. I agree that nothing touches the original Friday, but for me, when it comes to Bad Boy, I like Bad Boys 2 and 3 the most. I wasn't that big on Bad Boys 1.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Shut up. My sister is over there. I told her to be quiet.
What?
Yeah. You know, I feel like Bad Boys 2 was a lot better. Obviously, 3 I feel like was probably my favorite. I just could never get into Bad Boys 1 that much. It's good. It's not a bad movie. But I just felt like if I had a choice of what I'm about to watch on TV, most of the time I'll skip over Bad Boys, the first one. Friday, obviously the original is the best. But I still feel like Next Friday and Friday After Next are good. So, yeah.
Wow, we were right there on those first couple, and then you took me way.
Usually we're usually in sync when we're selecting these this or that.
Wow, we couldn't feel any more different about these two.
Well, and number 5 we have Set It Off or Dead Presidents. Curious to know this answer from you.
This is the hardest one on the list for me. By far.
This is one where I wasn't sure what your answer was going to be.
I love Set It Off. That movie, Jada Pinkett Smith, Queen Latifah, Vivica Fox, and I can't remember the fourth lady.
Elise Neal?
That whole
Kimberly Elise.
Okay, yes, it's not Elise. That whole concept behind that movie, the acting, everything was brilliant. And then the ending, one of the most gut-wrenching scenes ever is when Queen Latifah is in the car in that tunnel. And then she's like, get out, whatever. And they look at her and she was like, come on. She's like, I'll catch up. She's like, I promise. Yo, that just killed. I love that movie. As I'm talking, I think I'm changing my mind because I actually was going to go with Dead Presidents, Lorenz Tate. Man, I think
you have to pick one. Is
I
this
think
or that?
Keith David is in that one too. He plays like his mentor in that. That's a great movie. Whew. You know what? I'm going to Set It Off. I was going to go Dead Presidents initially, but just talking about the Set It Off, I think I got to go Set It Off. Dead Presidents is great though. I love that movie.
Well, my answer is probably going to upset a lot of people. I'm going to say Set It Off, but I've actually never seen Dead Presidents. So I have never seen Dead Presidents. So
Show's over.
obviously, I have to choose Set It Off. I feel like if I watched them both, I would still choose Set It Off because that is another movie where I feel like I could watch all day, every day. I love the sisterhood, even though it's like the trouble that they get into. I love it all, but I've never seen Dead Presidents. I know the synopsis of it. I know sort of what it's about.
There's no excuse. I mean, stuff is just starting to open back up now, but it's not that wide open. You have no excuse between Netflix and every other aspect. You gotta watch that movie.
All right, I'll give you guys an update next time.
It was Lorenzo Tate, great performance in there. My favorite part of that movie, I love
because it was a money heist, though. Obviously, I know
exactly. But it was like Set It Off in that it was driven by need. It wasn't just some bank robbers. It was people who were living normal lives, good people, but the weight of the world came on them and they were struggling, and they felt the only way for them to be able to actually provide for their family and do the things they need was to rob a bank. And I love the scene when they have the white skeleton paint on their faces. That scene that's a great scene too, but I'm gonna make you watch it for real.
Fine. Number 6, we have Coming to America or Boomerang.
Easiest one on the list, Coming to America. I alluded to it before. It's the funniest movie I think ever made. Probably. I can't think of anything I can put quite up there.
Nothing to say about Boomerang?
Boomerang's a good movie. It's a comedy, but it's more of like a romance kind of love story because you had, young Halle Berry, Robin Givens, Eddie Murphy when he was really sort of getting to the pinnacle of his career. So, I mean, Chris Rock was in it. So it's a solid movie, but Coming to America it's a movie where people quote lines from it to this day. And it's the funniest movie I think probably ever made.
I agree. I obviously picked Coming to America. I've never really been a big fan of Boomerang. So I feel like Coming to America has to win. It's such a classic. So many lines that you can quote from it, just like you said. My sister is obsessed with the movie, so I feel like I've been watching it all the years growing up.
I'll attest to that, she is.
Yeah, so if it came on every day, she would probably watch it. So I had just grown accustomed to Coming to America anyhow. So yeah, we agree again.
Back on track.
Number 7, we have Boys in the Hood or Juice. Is this another hard one?
Very hard. But I think 99% of people will go with Boys in the Hood. That is a great movie. So I'm gonna qualify my answer. Boys in the Hood is the better movie. It's the more impactful movie. I mean, you had Ice Cube, Morris Chestnut, Cuba Gooding Jr., Lawrence Fishburne, Nia Long, John Singleton,
and Angela Bassett. The list goes on. Exactly.
How many awards and Oscars and all that stuff are wrapped up into that movie? It is a better movie, but I'm going Juice.
Oh.
Because that was my favorite movie for about 5 or 6 years. There was literally one summer, I must have been 13 or 14, I might have been about 14 or 15. Every day, my routine was I would get up, do my chores around the house, stuff I would do, eat breakfast, and I would watch Juice, sometimes twice in a row. I could at one point quote Juice line for line.
I did not know this.
I love Juice. That was my favorite movie for about 5 years.
Wow.
So that's just a personal thing. But again, Boys in the Hood is the better movie.
But
I know
you have
that.
to go with Juice.
But Juice is
your movie.
Yeah, I watch Juice over Boys in the Hood.
Fair enough. We're gonna disagree again because I actually really like Boys in the Hood the most.
This is acceptable though. This is an acceptable disagreement.
I've never really seen Juice all the way through. So
Omar Epps, Tupac. What's the other guy's name?
Yeah, no.
The other two guys. The one guy, he's
I never saw it, so I can't help.
Sorry, I'm pulling them up because. Go ahead, keep going.
Do you need to phone a friend? We have a guest over here.
No, I just don't know their names.
Oh, okay.
She wouldn't know them either. Go ahead, keep going.
Well, obviously with Boys in the Hood, that comes on TV all the time. If I had it on VHS or DVD, I would still watch it on my own. Just obviously the iconic moment of Morris Chestnut when he's playing Ricky, when he gets shot, is such a big moment. It's just a whole lot of parts in that movie in general, where it just gives you that LA-based struggle, West Coast survival with gang members and just everything in general. You can't help but love it. And obviously Lawrence Fishburne gives a black dad perspective in the hood of how a lot of black dads aren't around. The fact that he raised his son, also tried to educate other kids in the neighborhood about circulating the black dollar and, you know, keeping the black community black-owned businesses.
Actually, Juice. So Juice had Tupac, Omar Epps, of course, Khalil Kane, who you know him.
Yeah.
He's on Girlfriends and a lot of stuff. Sam Jackson was in it. Queen Latifah was in it for a minute. Flex Anderson was in it for a minute too. And I forget the big guy's name. He played. Remember the movie Lean on Me?
Yeah.
The kid who played Sam's. He was older in Juice, but he was their fourth friend, so it was the four of them.
Okay.
So, man, you gotta watch Dead Presidents. You gotta watch Juice.
Sorry. Number 8, we have The Temptations or The 5 Heartbeats.
I'm going 5 Heartbeats. Oh.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, yo.
Clearly you can tell that we don't talk about
I'm a big Robert Townsend fan. Robert Townsend, low-key, is a great director, producer, and he's put out some funny content. He used to have a special on HBO called Robert Townsend Partners in Crime or whatever. But a lot of people also don't know Robert Townsend is, you know, one of the people who brought up the whole Wayans family.
Really?
Yeah, if you gotta look it up. But he had, well, first of all, he did Hollywood Shuffle. You saw that, right? Oh my God! So he did Hollywood Shuffle. He did, and then, you know, with his specials, he had Damon Wayans, Keenan Ivory Wayans. A lot of people came from under Robert Townsend. So he's a trailblazer.
I thought Keenan Ivory Wayans like started from the ground up on his own and just brought his family with him.
No, I mean he definitely did his own thing, but Robert Townsend was one of the people who helped put them on a national platform. So anyway, I'm a big Robert Townsend fan. I think The 5 Heartbeats I just enjoy the movie more. This is one of those things where I get it, but I think The Temptations is a little overrated.
What?
I do.
Wow.
People love the movie, and I know I'm in the minority here.
My sister, because you cannot be my brother-in-law anymore.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That just pulled at my heartstrings. I love me some Temptations, both the real Temptations and the movie. I just feel like they can do no wrong, even though that movie is about 10 hours long. I would still watch that front to back, up and down, every day, all day, if I could. I love The Temptations. They can do no wrong, especially Blue, Otis, you know, Leon when he played David Ruffin. He's my favorite. I always use the line, ain't nobody come to see you, Otis. Like, it's so much in that movie that you have to love. It's a classic. It's not up for debate. They can't touch, nobody can touch The Temptations. Sorry.
Jackson American Dream?
Okay. That is true.
I just had to make sure we set things right.
Between them and The 5 Heartbeats.
Okay.
Jackson's, that's a whole different story. That's why they're not added in this list.
Got you.
Trying to be fair.
Got you.
Number 9, we have Love and Basketball or Brown Sugar.
Both great movies, but Love and Basketball I gotta go with. To me, that is a classic. Maybe an underrated classic, but that is a classic. Sanaa Lathan, Omar Epps. I think that came out in 2000. I believe that was like the 3rd movie that Tisha and I went to when we were dating.
Oh, you actually went to the movies to see that?
We went to see the movie because it came out in like 2000, I think. So it might have been the 3rd movie we saw together.
That shows their age because they've been married for about 16 years.
17 tomorrow.
Happy anniversary! Look at that, guys. Well, it's gonna
tomorrow, August 2nd. But I would say Love and Basketball. I'm not a romance movie person at all. But I do love how they centered it around basketball. As much as I hate cheesy, corny endings and those romantic endings, they usually make me sick. That's the only one that doesn't do that to me. I smile when they play the game, and then when he beats her and she's just walking off and he's like double or nothing. I turn into a little girl. I'm like, I love that movie.
So for me, I'm gonna choose Love and Basketball. This is another one you're gonna hate me because I didn't watch Brown Sugar either. My sister's probably gonna be even more upset. I'm so sorry, guys. I only watched Love and Basketball. Don't take away my black card.
3.5 years of doing this. This is the first time I actually had to get up and I didn't want to be in your presence right now.
But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna choose Love and Basketball because obviously it's a classic. I love it. Didn't watch the other ones, so next topic. Number 10, we have The Best Man or The Wood.
I think I'm gonna make a lot of people mad with this one. I've said this to the teacher all the time. The Best Man may be the most overrated film of that genre. Great cast. This thing, there's too many good actors, great actors and actresses in that cast for the movie to be that not.
You think it's mediocre?
Good. It's mediocre at best. And the plot to me was the dumbest plot ever. The whole concept of him writing this book, and if the book would have come out after he was married, but still was given all the dirt, everything would be okay. But the book just came out too soon before the wedding, and that's what caused the problem. Stupid plot, stupid premise, and everybody for years has loved that movie. I've never been feeling it. I'm sorry. The Wood, I love that movie. It reminds me because I had two best friends growing up, and it's funny because when that movie came out, we was like, yo, we gotta go see that movie. Went to go see it, and people that we grew up who saw the movie was like, oh my god, that movie is the three of you. Like each one of those characters was like the sort of personality that we had, that one of us had growing up, so we could easily say, okay, that's me, that's you, whatever. So that movie actually has a little more sentimental value. Mm-hmm. Actually, I don't get emotional, but when I watch it, it really does kind of bring back like childhood memories and stuff like that, and it closely resembles my childhood and the friendships I have with my two best friends. So
well, they're both really good, so it kind of made it difficult, but I'm actually gonna go with The Best Man. I feel like I'm only going with The Best Man because I do love The Best Man holiday. It's a little weird. But
you can't use the sequel to help you decide on the original.
But I do love the original too. So I feel like because I love the original and I like the sequel that they had, it just makes it easier to choose. I feel like The Best Man Holiday was better than the original Best Man, but I do like them both, and I love The Best Man a lot more. The Wood was super duper good too, though. I haven't watched it in years actually, though. But
yo, I'm surprised you've seen it.
That was like shady. But that was my choice. Best Man win.
Alright.
Number 11, we have House Party or Class Act. I feel like I know which one you're gonna choose.
Take a guess.
House Party.
Of course. Classic movie, man. House Party 1 was incredible. Even House Party 2, and I think there was House Party 3 were decent. Multiple. Yeah, I think they had 3 total, but Class Act to me it wasn't a good movie, it wasn't funny. I think they were just still trying to extend the Kid and Play brand since they were so popular. Mm-hmm. But I mean, House Party is one of the all-time just great movies from that era. So it's not even close to me.
Yeah, I like them both. I feel like Class Act was super good as well, but obviously I would choose House Party just because of the legendary status it has on the culture, because everyone does the Kid and Play dance when everyone was having house parties. That was monumental in the 90s and early 2000s, and then everyone just refers to the Kid and Play dance when you hear old school hip hop and jams anyway. So yeah. Number 12, we have The Players Club or Booty Call.
Easy. Players Club. Booty Call was a terrible movie.
You think so?
It was corny. It wasn't good. But The Players Club, the thing I like about Players Club is because it actually showed that whole, the whole lifestyle of being a stripper from their perspective. And it humanized them, and it showed that these are women with real lives, real issues, and a lot of different things may actually bring them into that world. And when they're in that world, there's a whole host of things they got to deal with. But it showed that lifestyle from their perspective, and again, really sort of humanized them and shown that these are real people with lives and families and issues and concerns, and this is an occupation that they have, and they're doing it for whatever reason, but they kind of really reveal the behind the scenes of these women's lives. And just a really good story, great acting. I mean, I think Ice Cube might have been behind it, or he was in it. Lisa Ray did a great job in that movie.
Yeah, that was her breakout role, actually.
Exactly. So that was a really good movie. Booty Call is just like...
I liked Booty Call. I feel like, you had Vivica A. Fox, Jamie Foxx, Tommy Davidson. I forgot.
Which was surprising it was that bad.
I thought it was funny.
It was funny.
I thought it was a dumb funny. It was like, it wasn't a super comedy where it's like, oh, you gotta go watch that movie. But I feel like it was a stupid funny where it still made you laugh, but it's not something you'll constantly go back to watch over and over again.
When you watch Booty Call, would you have seen Jamie Foxx and say that man will have an Oscar one day?
No. No.
It's probably his worst performance ever. Because Jamie Foxx is a great actor. Again,
but that was early on in his career as well, when he was fresh out in Living Color. So that was like the type sketch sort of comedy that he was into.
But also at that point, Vivica Fox was up there. She was doing big things too.
True.
And it was like she really kind of took several steps back down for that role.
Yeah, but I can agree that Players Club, that's an all-time classic. That is one of the black films that almost everybody and their moms have watched. And then obviously it shows all the different dynamics, like you said, of the inside look into a stripper's life well outside of the strip club. It shows how she's trying to go to college and still make a living and support herself and her son. And it was just crazy because obviously she met her baby dad at the club, and then he didn't like her working at the club anymore, so that whole thing was just weird too in itself. But yeah. Last but not least, at number 13, we have Lean On Me or Coach Carter. Now, both of these are very classic, inspirational films. So which one do you choose?
What do you think I'm gonna go with?
I feel like you're gonna go with Lean On Me.
Very good. Very good. No, Lean On Me. Coach Carter, Sam Jackson, great actor. True,
and they're both
true stories. But I gotta go with Lean On Me, Morgan Freeman, that performance. Robert Guillaume's in it. That movie, I just gotta go there. I mean, what he had to deal with on a larger scale from that whole entire school and the things that he had to do to clean it up, being a black man going into that environment and really cleaning it up, being an inspiration to those kids. Showed the importance, I think, of having black educators and having, people who understand the community there to serve the community. And the state looked at them as, lost cause, but it was a beautiful story. Same thing with Coach Carter, but I gotta go with Lean On Me.
Yeah, I agree, because at least with Lean On Me, he had to deal with an entire school. With Coach Carter, he was just dealing with a basketball team. Granted, they're both, within itself, they both did great things for that school and the kids involved, but with Lean On Me, if you have to deal with this whole entire student body who was just bad and full of violence and disruptive parents and some teachers who don't like authority, kids who don't like authority, that's a lot to take in. And for him to flip that upside down and turn it to a full 180 where the kids started getting good test scores, the school was cleaned up, the violence had went down in the school, it showed how powerful he was.
Yeah.
And I felt like Morgan Freeman embodied that character very well.
I know. I've seen the real Joe Clark, but when I think of Joe Clark, I still think of Morgan Freeman.
Exactly.
Rather than the real Joe Clark.
But granted, Samuel L. Jackson did great in Coach Carter. I loved it, especially obviously if they're a horrible basketball team who ended up doing great, and he didn't want them to just focus on basketball. He wanted all of them to have careers afterwards. And then when you see at the end credits, it shows you how all the kids ended up going to college afterwards. Boom. Well, there you have it, guys. That is the end of our segment for This or That Black Film Edition. We hope you guys enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Did you?
Very much so.
Yeah, see, I feel like it's interesting because I feel like when we select the movies that we like, it sort of gives you guys a little glimpse into our personal lives as well and our interests and dislikes. Some things that we just didn't see that we'll have to go see.
You got a lot of homework. You got about 10 hours worth of homework.
So, on that note, if you guys liked what you saw, definitely let us know by giving us a thumbs up in our YouTube video. And if there's any movies that you guys loved or that you didn't like that you also need to see just like me, let us know in the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. We would love to read them. We always write back and comment back, respond to everything. And as always, last but not least, if you guys like what you saw and you would like to see more, definitely push that subscribe button. That is how you stay up to date with everything that is going on with all the above. You will never miss a beat. So as always, I'm your girl Angel Marie, and I'm sitting here with my co-host Kevin.
See you guys next time.
See you guys next time.
Wednesdays at 7, Angel Marie and Kevin playing the illest records, bringing us back together. Philly is all season, swimming through any weather, leaving the track bleeding, way we pull it together.